Well, hey neighbors, welcome to the shed shop. How the hell did this big, huge hole get in my whiteboard? You asked. It says anger bad. Would you like me to tell you the story, neighbors? Fine, come on over and take a seat in your tripod, okay, neighbors? And we'll talk all about it. Are you guys comfortable? Your chair's a little crooked. Well, yeah, all my neighbors know about that shit because my whole driveway is crooked. But neighbors, I think it's the tripod, maybe the building, maybe the bench. I don't know. But unfortunately, right now, there we go, neighbors. Is that better? Does everything look level? Probably not. Anyways, would you like to know what happened there? Well, neighbors, this happened. Yesterday, we were dropping the workbench in the shed shop, and all my neighbor's stuff and all my stuff was outside, exposed to the vermin society that I exist in, to the weather, to the thunderstorms we were supposed to have today, which never came, interestingly enough. And sometimes I think we feel like we express ourselves clearly, but maybe we don't. And it's a very long story. But essentially, I was feeling overwhelmed. I was anxious. Neighbors, I have a struggle letting go of control of certain things, and I think we all understand that. A man's workbench. He doesn't like people touching it most times. Some guys don't care, but most guys, they're meticulous. Even if their shit is a mess, they're still meticulous about. They don't like other people touching shit, because if something gets moved to the wrong mess pile, then it's a nightmare. And the details are always important to me. That's why my stories are long. That's why I'm so thorough with the saws, because one little detail miss, like I had a pile of T25 drill bits I had been compiling, preparing for yesterday and today. For our wood screws. That's why in the early hood of my channel you see me say T25 on the steel chainsaws a lot, because me and my uncle were doing a lot of woodworking shit, using T25 wood screws and deck screws and whatnots. Anyways, my uncle helped me put this bench in at the height that was comfortable for him. He's much taller than me, and essentially it has caused me lots of pain in my shoulders. And I found out whilst we were doing all of this, and I thought I had expressed to neighbor Kyle and my uncle very clearly, this is a massive undertaking for me and it's a challenge. But unfortunately, maybe that wasn't portrayed properly. And so, essentially, what happened is it came to a head that I had tried to explain to these gentlemen, my neighbors, neighbor Kyle and neighbor Unkduskis, that I was struggling. And unfortunately, maybe I didn't express it properly. I tried to tell people I'm building up to shit like this, and it seems a lot of times they don't hear me or understand like where I'm at. And I think unfortunately that miscommunication causes a lot of life's problems. In my mind, my words said exactly what I was feeling, but in their minds it doesn't seem it computed that way. I went to my uncle after Kyle left last night, because I told him, go home Kyle, I quit. He went home, I went in the house, he went home. My uncle stayed out here trying to work because he didn't know what to say or do. Lots of events happened yesterday, you guys, and I hope to sit down and tell you more about it in the future. But right now, I've been organizing, removing all my tools. Everything behind you, neighbors, has almost everything is in a different spot now. And it's going to take me a lot of time to get used to it. And my uncle's got to put these little things in for me, neighbors. You see these little things on my pegboard? Because the small attachments for the pegboard don't go in very tight for some reason. And you got to put these things on, because our Chinese neighbors seem to have done me dirty and give me the wrong size stuff. Or maybe that's just the way it is. I don't know. Usually with my pegboard, those little things hook in nice and snug. And on this stuff, they don't. They're kind of loose. So my uncle's supposed to do that for me tonight, so they don't floppy around. I've moved everything, you guys. Would you guys like to see, neighbors? Here, turn around, take a look. That's what it looks like now. For now. Now remember, we got Shit Shop 2.0 coming, and that's part of what escalated me breaking last night. Breaking down, I guess. Neighbors, I don't want to make you dizzy. Okay. You guys good? Excellent. Graceland called me. That's where I got my portable building. That's the company making the building. I got it from Lewisburg Outdoor Power, and they were asking me about the dealer and everything. I said, well, listen, they're good representatives for you because they told me they're having problems with you, but yet I still bought a building and took the risk because my neighbors are awesome, even though they're shitty, just like me. Anyways, where were we, neighbors? Should I edit this out or should I leave it? So y'all see, I'm challenged and I don't give a shit if you know. We should share the shit with each other. I will not edit this out. Where were we, neighbors? Right. So they told me it's not going to be 10 weeks like you were told, neighbor. You don't have 10 weeks to prepare for this building. You got 4 to 6 weeks. We'll have your building done. And I thought, oh shit. I thought I had 2.5 months to come up with the money and the time to do my gravel and my foundation and other shit I needed to do to prepare for the building, run electrical, destroy my pump house and put a new one up and tap into the plumbing so that I can have plumbing to wash my hands at least minimum at regular. Because that is one of the things running back and forth to the house is one of the things I know what's causing me to slow my production down. And people can say, oh, you just got to grin it and bear it, but y'all aren't disabled like me. You don't know the fucking challenges I have. I was thinking today, reaching over to this side of my bench, over my body, nonstop, pain, agonizing, reaching up, pain, agonizing, nonstop. So when I'm doing that all day long, a movement I don't want to do because my body is damaged. It is causing me more pain when I'm scrunched up like this, working in front of you neighbors. You don't see it, but I'm shrug a shoulder on my tippy toes a lot of time because this bench was 40 fucking inches high, and I'm 5'9". But that goes to a part of the long story why I compromised and let go of control at the time for my uncle. I don't remember where we were a minute ago, neighbors. Maybe we'll get back to it. Maybe we won't. At this point, I don't care. I just need to tinker. But you know me. I got to tell a little bit of a story. And this is my break time. When I sit down in this damn chair, one thing y'all understand, a lot of times for me, it's my break. And it's also, like I told Ted Neitzel today, you guys might think I'm the celebrity, but you guys are the celebrities of my fucking life. Because I don't watch TV, and I hate Hollywood. So neighbors like Ted Neitzel and Rob Weaver and Mr. Vaughn, I'm so sorry. I can't. Your first name is slipping me. I don't know why. Vaughn, Mr. Vaughn. Damn it. I'm so sorry, neighbor. I'll remember it, and if I don't, I'll go look at your shit I wrote down because you want to send me your saws. And Kyle and my uncle, even though my uncle does me hella dirty, people don't see the good side of our relationship. They don't see how kind I am to him. And right now, I have no clue what my uncle's doing. Don't know. He's not here. Anyways, and then, you know, neighbors like Rob Weaver, I mentioned you, and Sarah, his daughter, and let's see, Cody. And I've got Keith, and I just met another neighbor, Mike, and he was wonderful. We had a long conversation. Neighbor Addie, little 7-year-old neighbor Addie, I've told you guys a little bit about, and her father Zachary, in my shed shop. Everything is amazing, you know. So why did this happen? Let's go back to the whole, damn it. Again, you guys, I never know if I make sense until I watch it. Most times I do, but not always. This, Kyle wrote, anger bad. The Bible says, neighbor Kyle, be angry and sin not. Let not the sun go down upon your wrath. Okay, so it's okay to be angry. But what you do with your anger, that is sin. To some, maybe to all. Maybe that's just crazy behavior. I don't know, neighbors. Whatever your opinion is, respectfully, I don't give a shit. You're entitled to it. I don't have to agree with it. What I can tell you is we're all human beings, and communication is important. So here's what happens. I go to my room. I sit on my floor. I lean against my bed, and neighbors, I start thinking, oh shit, I'm on a clock. I've got maybe 30 to 90 seconds to calm down. I says as I go in the house, go home, neighbor Kyle. I quit. I'm done. He must not have seen the video, or it's not up yet. where I said, y'all, I might say I quit, but don't give up on me, goddammit. I'll keep persevering. I don't really mean that shit. I just get frustrated. I get overwhelmed. But I'll keep going. You guys make me high. Why would I quit? Even though I said I quit, I don't mean it. Don't listen to me. He must not have seen that, or maybe he has. I don't know. Irrelevant. The point being, instead of saying, like the thought that was in my head, what came out is, I don't want to burden this fucking guy anymore. That's what's in my head, and it came out instead of, I need to catch my breath and think for a minute and gather my composure. This is right after I punched the whiteboard, because they weren't helping me look for T25 bits. Why? Well, we haven't quite had a full conversation about that, and I don't think it's necessary. I think we've all kind of agreed it's not necessary. If y'all have seen the shorts that I put out at the end of the night, you'll see it's not necessary. Anyways, and then when neighbor Kyle started his truck and I heard it and I knew, I said, go home, neighbor Kyle, instead of, I need to catch my breath, give me a minute, guys. Then I thought, shit, typical behavior. People just leave. And then they'll tell you, you told me to leave. It doesn't matter. Watch somebody's actions. Learn their character. Learn their behavior. Learn how they do things. Learn how they think. And talk. Be open and honest. Communication, compromise, and sacrifice. And we're going to talk about the sacrifice aspect more and why it's actually a CCC, but not right now. Anyways, it's not CCS. Anyways, moving on. And I thought, well, shit. And so I come back out here a few minutes later after I said, well, that's it. I'm going to call neighbor Rob Weaver, tell him I sent you a refund. And I'm going to delete the YouTube channel after I put one last video out that says I'm done. I quit, neighbors. I'm so sorry. It's not your fault. But I don't want to do it anymore. But even whilst I said that in my own head, somehow in my own head, I knew I didn't mean that shit. But anyways, I come out here, and my uncle's still working. He'd come in my bedroom while I was on my floor, almost ready to fall into the fetal position and just quit. That is the reality of it, you guys. You can judge me or not. I don't expect you to take pity. I'm telling you to chit, not because I'm needing pity or anything. It's because I think if we share the struggles we go through in our minds and our heads and our lives as human beings, we can be more open, raw, real, and honest with each other. We can carry those burdens together. And by carry together, I mean, hey, shit, this grown-ass man wanted to crawl into the fetal position on his filthy, vile, disgusting, dog hair-infested floor that smells like cat piss because the cats are disgusting and the place was disgusting before I got here. Yeah, neighbors. That's right. This 37, almost 38-year-old man. See, society teaches us that men can't cry and all kinds of other shit that we say, well, stop being a girl. Well, listen. Maybe part of that problem is all the shit on the media that's going on right now. I'm not going to get into the details because I realized. Side note. My side note is I realized I side noted without telling you we're side noting. And I'm sorry, neighbors. I did you dirty, damn it. I do you dirty in my stories all the time, damn it. I try to edit them and clip them together, right? The video I put out last night of the 025, ironically enough, story behind that later. Anyways, damn it. Shit, neighbors. Yes, but essentially, when we can tell others how messed up we are, and they can say it's cool, I might not understand it. I might disagree with that shit. A man shouldn't do that shit, but hey, let's love one another anyways. Let's be nice to each other. Here's what I struggle with, and I can say, hey, I might not understand that shit, and I might not agree with that shit, whilst I almost gave up, crawled in the fetal position on my nasty floor, but it's okay, neighbor. I still love you, damn it. Let's figure the shit out. So essentially, what happens a lot of times with human beings, they're stubborn, and they're prideful, and they don't want to say how they feel. One, because they think their feelings will be disregarded. Two, because they have a hard time expressing the right feelings, because their words don't come out the way they are in their head. I think this happens to most of us, honestly. I really do. I don't think I'm crazy and wrong. I think people just lie a lot. Three, neighbors. We automatically assume the words coming out of the person's mouth when they are talking about their feelings is exactly what they mean, because if we haven't taken the time to get how they communicate and try and analyze and figure out and ask questions and find out all the details, like a T25 causing this, and we can say it was the devil, we can say it was divine. I think all of that right now, again, becomes irrelevant, because right now we're talking about love and communication. And then I want to do some tinkering, because I'm tired of organizing, and I want to test out my new setup, see how it's going to work for me, and bring you guys some good footage. I wanted to bring you a side note, I wanted to bring you a 311. We're going to change the tank, I think, on that, if Sony doesn't buy the damn saw, even though it's not listed, because I get a lot of questions about what saws I have, etc., etc. So hopefully we're going to do another story video where that should be probably a 15-minute job if I do it right, and this setup's going to work. But we're going to test it on a Diagnostics, because Dr. Diagnostics is in the house, and it's time to diagnose yet another damn STIHL 028. Plus I had a guy call me yesterday that's bringing an 028 next week. What is up with all the damn 028s in my community? Do we have all the damn 028s in the country out here or what? I mean, I've worked on dozens and dozens and dozens of these shits in the past couple of months. Honestly, crazy. Anyways, moving on. That was the side note. What is the real note? Oh, shit. So we're going to diagnose an 028. See how the setup works. Back to the communication point. We're back on point, neighbors. See, we made it. Okay, communication. What happened? Neighbor Kyle went home. I come out here and I told my uncle, whilst my uncle was working by himself because he doesn't know what to say, came in the room with the bits, asked me, are these the bits you were looking for? Because he thought I was talking about specific T25 bits that were on my bench, even though I was searching every bit damn thing we have out here and outside and everything else. Anyways, point being, I told him I don't care. I'm done, uncle. I don't give a shit. I really don't. I quit. I'm done. Sell all the chit. I'll call my neighbors to get their chit and give refunds to anybody that's got deposits in the shed shop. And what my uncle do? Shit. I want to help you, nephew. I don't know what to do. And he came back out here and kept working. And that's what I said, my uncle really did me right yesterday. Anyways, so I asked my uncle, did I miscommunicate that I was really struggling, that this is my livelihood and my neighbor's shit and everything else outside? And listen, my church neighbors, Jesus said, worry not for tomorrow. And he said, don't store up treasures on heaven or on earth. And we can argue what that means, whether he was literal, meaning that literally, or metaphorically, or semi-metaphorically, etc., 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 etc. Sorry, trying to read my uncle's message. He's out in the community right now. He's going to pick me up a couple things from Walmart whilst he's there. One of them is bleach, neighbors. I need some damn bleach. Anyways, sorry about that side note. Not telling you there was a side note. Back to the damn point. Communication and love. Neighbor Kyle, me, Dooskies. What happened, neighbors? Damn it. See? Simplest things can distract me. Shit. This is my battle, though, neighbors. I will not edit this video at all. Damn it. Let's see, neighbors. I said, did I not communicate this, and this? I said, really, uncle, I'm trying to understand. I said, I don't understand how you guys cannot be sensitive to what's going on right now and not give me grace and mercy, whether you fucking believe in Jesus or not. But then I was leaning on the still high workbench at the time. I know you guys are 6 inches shorter. Isn't that amazing? And also, side note, back to the Graceland 4 to 6 week thing. I would have never done that shit, dropped this bench, if it wasn't 2.5 months minimum. I'd have sucked it up for 4 to 6 weeks. But now we're here and it's done. Back on point. And I said, Uncle, I'm leaning on the bench, and I'm like, Uncle, I want to try and keep going, but I'm tired and I don't care anymore. And it was just quiet. And my uncle went to get something. Oh, I had found the T25 bits in the house, and I told Uncle, I said, Uncle, I don't understand. When I told you we need to find T25 bits so we can keep working and get this shit done, so the stuff doesn't have to be left out all night if we can help it, and I don't have to stay up all night babysitting it. And I said, I don't understand. Why did you not understand to go look for T25 bits? You know, we've got all those bits inside. I keep telling both you and Kyle, I already struggle to focus enough as it is. And so essentially, it eventually led to, I'm just leaning there. My uncle went and did something. He comes back in the shed shop and starts working again. I'm just leaning on the bench crying. Neighbors, I'm crying. I'm a crier. It's okay. Damn it. I still fuck you up. Just kidding. Anyways, and I told my uncle, I said, stop working, Uncle, right now. And this is what I said, neighbors. Excuse my mouth, but not excuse my mouth, because words are only bad if you use them in malice. Please understand this shit. Side note! The Bible says for you should put filthy language from your mouth. Human beings made certain words filthy. It's the way you use them. back on point. So I says, fuck all these chainsaws. And neighbors with chit here, please understand. My only neighbors that have chit here right now say they believe in Jesus. So neighbors that had chit outside, whilst I left and drove 4 miles to Kyle's house, and I left that chit there with Blake across the street, I trust my neighbors enough at least to know that they don't need to steal. And so I don't worry about it. But it's like my uncle said, on the way to the house, neighbors, you can get mad at me, neighbor Mike, for leaving your $2,000 saw outside whilst I was gone for an hour almost, maybe half an hour, I don't know. Or you can do what my uncle said, and there comes a time. Just like my uncle said, you gotta trust fucking King. If you feel you're doing the right thing, because I told him, none of this matters. We gotta go see Kyle. Let's go. Can you drive? So me, Uncle, and Fatty Buttons loaded up in a truck, and we drove to Kyle's house. And I'm gonna save you from the whole story here. There's details I'm leaving out. Again, the details matter. But again, this is already 20 minutes, and I want to get back to work. Time's running out. Plus, I gotta check and see if it started raining. I don't think it has, but sometimes I can't hear it with the AC unless it's really storming out. So anyways, I go to Kyle's and I text him, can you come outside please, neighbor? And we wait and we wait and we wait. I see the cat in the window, and I was like, well, we'll just give him a minute, Uncle. And Kyle comes out and we talk, and essentially he tells me, you disrespected me. And whilst we haven't gotten really to the root of where he felt disrespected, my theory is this, neighbor Kyle, you'll see it, you can tell me if I'm wrong, neighbor. Sorry, not sorry for putting this on the internet. You know how I work, neighbor. Some shit I'll keep private, but a lot of it I won't, neighbor. And there's a purpose to that, I believe. He tells me he felt disrespected, and my theory is this, because right immediately with he followed that with, do you know how much I've invested into you? And we have to go way back to when me and neighbor Kyle met and all the conversations we've had to get to why my mind deduces it to, I don't so much think it was disrespected he felt. And if that's the case, well, in my opinion, if the way I process it, I'm thinking that's kind of messed up. I think the disrespect is a word for, you hurt my feelings. You were going to quit after I've put in all this hard work to try and help you, and you're just going to give up. I'm trying to say, hey man, you're not alone. And then I told neighbor Kyle, okay, but neighbor, you were a soldier. I said, leave me to die and bleed out on the battlefield. And instead of saying, no man left behind, even though he was Army, not Marines. Marines have a concept, no man left behind. I said, neighbor, because I joke with him about being a Marine. If y'all know the military, you know I was in ROTC and shit. Why the branches of our military hate each other so much, yet can work together as one? I don't know, neighbors. Can they? Is it all a conspiracy? Side note, back on point now. And I said, neighbor Kyle, you just left me to bleed out. And you want to know the beautiful thing? Because I hurt his feelings. Even though I said, okay, I don't know that I disrespected you, but neighbor Kyle, I hear what you're saying. And the fact that you feel disrespected, whether I agree with it or not, matters and is valued. And I hear you, neighbor. I don't care about those chainsaws. I told him as soon as I started talking, I said, fuck those chainsaws, fuck everything, fuck the shed shop, fuck the YouTube. Right now, neighbor Kyle. I asked my uncle on the way to his house, you think Jesus would consider leaving my 99 chainsaws to find my one Kyle? That's the right thing to do. And again, my uncle's response. My uncle's a simpleton, sorry. He understands what I mean, and so is Kyle. So am I, but I'm not. You see, my brain, neighbors. Some people have the blessing of not having a freaking prison like this. Anyways, he says, yeah. He says, those are just things. This is a person. You really love him, don't you? And my uncle threw me under the bus, and so since, even though I'm blushing and embarrassed a little bit right now, on the way there, that's what my uncle said when Kyle was back at the house. Oh, I just told you the conclusion. I spoiled it. He said, you really love him, don't you? And I said, yeah, of course I do, Uncle. Number one, he's a human being, but number two, he's somebody that's invested in me. Just kind of like you neighbors. Thank you, all of you. So, I says to Kyle, I don't give a shit about all that. I care about you, brother. I'm here for you, neighbor. You're what matters, neighbor. And I think he understood that, okay, yeah, I invested a lot in this guy, Matthew. And he does care, and he does appreciate it, and he does respect it. And he hears what I'm saying. Do you guys see what happened? We don't have to agree with what each other are saying. We don't have to agree with each other's feelings. But everybody's feelings are valid, whether they're right or make sense or not. How they feel is still valid. Why they feel the way they feel is what we've got to figure out. And how to fix it and make it right. And so now, close the story to the bench. We're going to diagnose an 028, and I guess this will be a longer video, neighbors. Long intro, so sorry, not sorry. If it's meant for one person, that's good enough for me. If it doesn't get any views because it's long, that's fine. Or people click off of it after 3 minutes and 38 seconds on average. Anyways, neighbors. So Kyle said to my statement, okay, yeah, I did, you're right. I left you to bleed out on the battlefield. You're right, neighbor. And he said, so what do we do now? What happens? I said, well, neighbor, you got a job. You got a wife and kid to support. Me and my uncle will be fine. We're going to go home and figure that shit out. We'll work on it and get what we can done. You go get some rest, neighbor. And we'll talk tomorrow. Kyle said, get your ass to the house and mark the 6 inches. I said, neighbor Kyle, you understand I didn't come over here because I need your help. I don't give a shit about that stuff. I really don't. And he said, yeah, I know. He says, go mark that shit out. I got a few things to do for the army, and then I'll be over. I said, okay, neighbor. Yes, sir. So me and my uncle came, and I tried to mark the 6 inches, but crawling up underneath, that was one of the things Matthew physically cannot do because this arm doesn't work to reach, neighbors. You see me do my presentation hand, but it's only literally lifting my hand from my elbow, basically. This shoulder has to be manually manipulated. Most times I can move it this much, and that's it. Anyways, so essentially Kyle came back, and the point of the story, neighbors, is this: communication is crucial. Letting go of pride and stubbornness, no matter what you believe, is crucial. I wanted so hard last night to just say, screw it, I'm used to being on my own. I'll just keep doing this shit by myself. I've been doing it for 37 years. Also, I wanted to say, screw him. He left me on the battlefield. Fine. He wants to not consider how I feel and only think about how he feels and think I don't already see how he feels. Fine. Fuck it. Fuck him. We can't do that shit, neighbors. You need to let that, as soon as it becomes a thought, crush that shit. Stomp it out. And that's what I did. That's why I told my uncle, nope, we got to go see Kyle. And then on the way there, I'm thinking he's going to scream, he's going to yell, because most people don't know how to calmly express how they feel. And he did raise his voice, but it's okay. It's fine. Because I expected that. I anticipated it. Because I'm used to it. But, again, I'm able to look past the fact that this man is yelling at me, just like me and my uncle do in communication. Sometimes we raise our voices. He can't hear great. I can't determine my tone a lot. And so sometimes he yells at me just when we're having a normal conversation, and I do the same. I mean, yell, but I raise the voice quite high to where it seems like a person's emotions are not what they actually are. But we love each other through it. And I think you need to understand, neighbors, you've got to be able to look past stuff like that. Seriously. And just look at the person and try your best to hear them. Hear what the hell they're saying. Are they really pissed off? Do they really feel disrespected? Or are their fucking feelings just hurt? Even if they can't admit it that way. Even if you're wrong. If you care about and are considerate of their feelings and where they're at in the situation, and you listen and are attentive to it, even if they're not to you, if one of you pushes hard with that in conversation and in life, not always will it work if the other person doesn't soften up, but more often than not, being willing to listen and hear them and validate their feelings and their words. Even if whilst you say, I validate what you say, although I think your feelings are crazy. I'm not saying that's what happened here. I'm just saying there are situations like that. Okay, so remember, in communication, we have to be open. We have to listen. 2 ears, 1 mouth. 37 years, I don't know why I was so good at using these and not this. Now I'm better at using this and less good at using these. But in the crucial moments, I make sure I work hard, try my best to use these. Anyways, so that being said, we're going to diagnose an 028 for a guy named Beau. So we're all done with the story. And a little bit brief, like 1 minute, 2 minute. Essentially, Dammit Bobby referred Beau to me. And Beau told me this was my granddaddy saw, who passed it down to my daddy, who passed it down to me. And it's not running right. And I can't remember all the facts, but I have them written down. And so basically, you guys, I just want to tinker. I want to try the new setup. I want you to join me in it. I want us to share each other's burdens and battles together. Everything that's going on. Ted Neitzel, are you there, neighbor? We need to talk soon, neighbor, okay? We'll find some time, okay, neighbor? I'll read your messages, damn it. Thanks for being a good support, neighbor. Anyways, so, that being said, I'm going to pause you. I'm going to get some damn gloves on. I'm going to get this damn saw dug out. And then I'm going to turn it down to the bench. Vice. And we'll see how the hell that shit works out. It's going to be a long video. It's going to be the only one for today. That's it. Okay? So let's get to work. Damn it, neighbors. Okay, here we are, neighbors. I want to say one thing real quick. About the thing with Kyle and how I said we might not agree with somebody's emotions, etc. or feelings. But you see, you have to also understand, I might equate it to hurt feelings in my mind, but Kyle equates it to disrespect in his mind. And so that essentially was what I said to him, was kind of like, okay, neighbor Kyle, yeah, I understand that you feel disrespected, and I understand that that's how your process works, that you get to, that's what it is. Boy, maybe this is part of the problem, neighbors. This looks like an aftermarket filter, but that doesn't mean it is. But it is filthy, vile, and disgusting, neighbor Beau. Anyways, so I think he said this thing was not running right, but just right, that right there could be the issue. Yeah, wow, guys, how could you ever expect your saw to run with that stuff? Honestly, boom. Okay, that's part of our problem, right there. This is, it just doesn't appear to be a steel. I believe it's aftermarket. I cannot tell. It's got the cotter pin like an OEM. Anyways, wow, yeah, that's filthy, vile, and disgusting, neighbors. So, my point being that essentially, yeah, he said you disrespected me. I said, okay, yeah, I disrespected you. I said, you left me on the battlefield. He said, okay, yeah, I left you on the battlefield. So basically, you guys, what happened there? Can y'all guess? What happened, neighbors? Kyle said you did me dirty. And I said, yeah, I did you dirty. And I said, Kyle, you did me dirty. And he said, yeah, I did you dirty. And then we said, so how do we make it right? And then we made it right, neighbors. And neighbor Kyle worked late into the night with me and Uncle and helped me get my bench drop. I can already tell you. Well, hell, hang on, neighbors. Well, I've taken the spark plug off. I've looked at it. You see, neighbors, it actually doesn't look terrible. But it's hard to tell because I cannot recollect how long this damn saw has been sitting not running. But right now, all I'm trying to do is get a visual inspection of whatever I can. I forgot to bring the laptop out for the camera, so we might have to do that, neighbors. There is a lot of carbon on the top of the piston. From what I can see, his board looks like a typical 028 board. You know, they get old. But it doesn't look terrible from what I can see thus far. So we'll go ahead and remove his muffler and get a look from this side. Okay. And so again, I'm still trying to figure out the new setup, you guys. But I have to be able to, even though we have to start all over again when a new building comes, I still have to be able to get through the next 4 to 6 weeks doing everything. That includes the footage, that includes the uploading, eating, cutting grass, fixing my own chip, fixing your chip, bringing you good content, thinking about life, loving my uncle, telling my uncle how much he does me dirty, and then telling him 30,000 times when he does me right, that he did me right. Why? Because my uncle did me right. So, thank you, Uncle and Neighbor Kyle, for doing me right, neighbors. Sorry I did you dirty, because I get overwhelmed and stressed out too easy. That's the thing, neighbors. Just because you might think it's stupid, somebody gets overwhelmed or stressed out or can't cope with certain shit. It doesn't mean you should negate how they feel just because you can't understand it and you don't have that situation going on in your life. Because that's why I say everyone's facing a battle. Everyone's battle in their head is different. Everyone's battle in their life is different. Everybody handles shit differently, you know, honestly. You just have to be nice to each other. Talk to each other. Communicate. Figure that shit out. It will be okay, neighbors. And remember, even if I say right now, I quit, I give up, I'm tired, I'm done, I'm not doing it no more. Don't quit on me, neighbors. Don't give up. Keep hanging out. Keep supporting me. Keep waiting for the channel to get better. I got a whole bin of stuff. All the prizes that are unclaimed and the prizes I haven't had a chance to give away. I got lots of t-shirts I buy from a female drug ministry. I have no idea if it's a good rehab or not, neighbors. All I know is they say they're faith-based and work program-based, etc., etc. And so I buy their t-shirts when I see them out in front of Walmart, and then I give them to you. And that's how I support them, even though I know nothing about them. If somebody goes there, I gotta believe they were led there somehow. I don't know, neighbors. Anyways, wow, lots of carbon, lots of filthy carbon, hard carbon. I'm anxious because I'm trying to get a hold of Adam to find out if he tried to start a saw. He unboxed it, sent me pictures, and I haven't heard from him since. I don't know what's going on. Hopefully he's out playing with his saw. Okay, his piston looks fine from this side. I mean, we've got a lot of carbon buildup in our exhaust port here, but that's not terrible. It's not anything unusual for a saw this old. It's really dirty. The saw did me dirty. So essentially, the diagnostics is right now, I'm guessing, a filthy, vile, dirty, disgusting air filter is a large cause to the problems we're having on this saw. I just can't see behind the carburetor real good. We're going to take it off anyway. So now what we'll do, neighbors, is we'll go ahead and vacuum pressure test the saw. We'll test it for spark and whatnots. I should do it the redneck way to test for spark. And that is just see if there's a spark by holding the chip holes together. Plug the plug up and hold it next to some metal. But we won't, neighbors. We'll do it right. I like doing it that way. Sometimes it's easy because you're right there and it's simple. But we got to put that chip back in anyway, so screw it. One of these days, maybe I'll get me a super fancy spark plug tester or spark tester. But this one is just a simple light. It doesn't exactly tell you how good of a spark you're getting. It just tells you whether you're getting a spark or not. Problem is, it's not very bright. So neighbors, we got to turn out the lights. Okay? Shall we pull a little bit of cord? Turn our switch on. Uh-oh. Typical 028. The switch is dirty, filthy, vile, and disgusting, and a liar. Okay. Yep, that's a spark. Yep, we got a spark. Okay. So, we can assume this all will start if it's getting everything else it needs. And that is fuel, air, and no air leak. So now, we'll turn the light back on so you neighbors can see and I can see, damn it. And we don't die. Whoops, I don't like doing that. Okay, I'm going to move the saw out of the way for a minute, neighbors. Okay. Let me put my muffler bolts in here so we don't lose them, okay? And then, go ahead and get our vacuum pressure tester down. Excuse me, neighbors. See, here's the thing, you guys. You might have to learn a new place to stand because you're kind of in the way. Not that bad, but just a little bit. I might have to reach around you a little bit for now. But we'll get it. We'll get set up, neighbors. Let's see. Alright. Get our vacuum pressure tester out. We've got our specialty flange here. Get our carburetor removed. And then we need our, we have a block. I thought I had a custom one for the 028s. I've been trying to get all these reorganized again. I think it's this one. Let's see. Negative, neighbors. Is it this one, neighbors? It's not. You're right. Should we just use a slide? Should we look one more time? I think this is it, neighbors. No, that's a Husqvarna. Sorry. Did you dirty. Two of those. Okay, we'll just use a slide. I think that happened last time. I cannot recollect. Let's see here. That will work. I should move our top cover. Let's get our top cover out of the way, shall we, neighbors? Do you think so? Ah, chip. This is why I ordered more T27 bits. And where is my right tip here? Let's see, neighbors. Let me get the magnetic one. Sorry. Did you dirty? Excuse me, neighbors. I told you guys are going to be in the damn way. This is not magnetic, but it will work. So what have you neighbors been doing today? Damn it, that's what sucks. I'll talk to you guys, and unfortunately, for this aspect at least, you guys don't talk back. I gotta wait until I talk to you on the damn phone or by text message or emails or comments. Isn't that dirty, filthy, vile, and unfair? But it is what it is, neighbors. Okay. Don't worry, we'll get through it, damn it. Ugh. Ugh. Collar screw was tight, damn. I'm hurting like hell today too, but I got to keep going. My neighbors have worked their asses off, and so it wouldn't be right, no matter how much pain I'm in, to go lay down and die right now. Even though I want to, just go lay down and rest and say, okay, tomorrow's a new day. Nope, we're too far behind, neighbors. Even though we're not necessarily behind. Woo! Look how dirty the chit is. Wow. We'll start charging a cleaning fee for saws this filthy. I used to. I need to do it again. Okay, neighbors, watch your eyeballs, okay? Watch your eyes, watch your eyes. Shit, neighbors, sorry. Whoops. Hope I didn't get no dust. The butterflies closed, but still. Okay. Shall we get our carburetor off? Is that what I said we would do next? I don't remember, damn it. I'm still trying to find stuff. It's going to be messy, you guys, but we'll get there. Let's see. I don't know what they've done with my 8mm attachments. Trying to think, neighbors, trying to think. I don't know where everything is. Everything was moved, certain stuff, without my knowing where it went. So, I don't see my 8mm. Neighbors, we'll get a different one that is not 8mm. Somebody has put the wrong socket in there. That looks like a 5/16, I think, but it should work, guys. Okay, let's see. Let's find out. I'll grab this attachment here. Okay. Put that on there. Okay, get our drill. Okay. And we'll see. That was loose. Very loose. I am wondering if somebody has recently worked on this all. Neighbors. Okay, get our throttle linkage out of the way. Guys, you can do that a ton. I better check. I always forget, damn it, to check if the chit has gas in it. I don't want gas in a saw. If you bring it to me, empty your fluids, please, okay? It has filthy, vile, nasty gas in it. It does not smell rancid, but it looks dirty as hell. Okay, why did I check that? Well, because, neighbors, oh, look at that. No tank vent plugged up. Huh, interesting. Finding all kinds of problems with this neighbor's saw. There's our diagnostics to start, but now that that's off, I don't have to worry about this squirting me in the eye when I remove it. Neighbors, the fuel line, the pressure, okay, whatever you want to call it. The fuel will squirt out of the fuel line, and if you're not careful, it will get you an eye, neighbor, and it hurts. It doesn't feel good. Trust me, it burns like hell. Okay, we've got fuel right here in our impulse behind our gasket here. So I do believe somebody has recently tried to fire this saw off. It looks like it has an aftermarket grommet here, bushing they call it. And I do recollect, I think we're supposed to take those out for back pressure tests, but I cannot remember, damn it, what they say. I think we'll be fine all the way usually, at least on the 028. All right, put our flange on. Okay, we'll tighten that down. Excuse me, neighbors, sorry. I don't like your feet touching my hands even though I have gloves on. Please don't do that again, okay? I don't appreciate it. I don't like feet, you guys. They're gross. I don't understand foot fetishes. I think it's disgusting, honestly. Anyways, moving on, neighbors! You guys like how I'll be corny to make your lives better because you make my life better by being nice to me. Alright, should we take a slide back here? we'll take our muffler half that we need. Our other chit is out of the way. We'll get our bolt started, put our slide in, and then guess what, neighbors? We'll vacuum pressure test this damn saw and find out if it's got a damn air leak or not. And if it does, we'll have to call neighbor Beau and say, neighbor, because you guys right now, I can promise you, I am not tearing this saw down. I've got the right tools to vac pressure test this. That's the right specialty flange. I have homemade this slide, but there's no top cover, so if we get air bubbles by any of my attachments, I will be able to see them, I would think. And so if this thing presents air leak, he'll have to pay a higher diagnostics, or just go ahead and pay to have the crankshaft seals done, or whatever else might be leaking, base gaskets, etc. Because sometimes what I do, if I don't have specialty tools that are made for the job, I feel bad, because if I cannot verify 100% that it's not human error, I don't like to charge my neighbor. Sorry, I'm struggling to get this bolt started and I don't know why. Damn you, filthy vile muffler bolt. Go in your hole, damn it. Ah, hell, neighbors. I'm having a hard time here. Does not want to go to its home, damn it. It's doing me dirty. Ah! Check. Okay. You want to do me dirty, neighbor. Is that the problem? We'll try a different way then. Fine. Unless you want to do me right this time. We'll go to the other side for now. Okay, that started easy. Can't see, neighbors. Okay, we're going just fine. Alright, now we are set to do a vacuum pressure test, and if it passes, we'll go ahead and tune the saw up and see if it runs, but that I won't do on film because this is a long video already, I'm certain. How long has it been, neighbor, since we've been hanging out? Oh, we've been hanging out for 48 minutes. Is anybody left? Tell me if you're still there, neighbors, at 48 minutes of this video. Who's left? Who's still around? Comment down below, even if you're Kyle. I know you don't like commenting, Kyle. You don't have time to read comments because you're busy. I know, neighbor. I know the feeling. Okay, here we go. Let's see what happens, damn it. Do a vacuum test first. Neighbors, I'm going to pause you and do some other stuff whilst we wait for this, okay? Because the video's long. You weren't paused very long. I'm getting a drop already. So, we're going to go pressure, and we'll check for human error. Here, whizzing. Let's see, neighbors. Is our impulse line hooked up? I cannot see. Okay, I'm going to get my headlamp on, neighbors. Shoot, do I have it out here? I don't. It's on the table. All I have is my flashlight, which isn't very strong. Kyle has showed me his badass flashlight, but I don't want to invest the money in it yet because it's expensive, even though it's worth the money if you don't lose it and screw it up. I'm trying to see if our impulse hose is hooked up. Sometimes they come off, but they're hard to see on this saw from this angle. I cannot tell. It's too dirty down there. It's filthy, vile, and disgusting in here. Need to get an inspection light like that one guy has, the dirty shop rag. I like his inspection light. I gotta ask him where the hell he got it. Okay, so I gotta get my soapy water, and here is the thing, neighbors. Are you paused? You're not. Okay, I'm gonna pause you so I can go find a damn bottle of soapy water and check if it's raining. Here's our soapy water, neighbors. So sorry that you're shaking around like that. Listen, Fatty Bunting's dog is outside, and sometimes I cannot wait to get the new shed shop because I'll be able to put a dog door in, and she can come inside if she wants. Okay, here we go. Let's get some pressure. We'll start our spark plug. This thing is spraying a lot of water. I like the mist better. There we go. Makes it more soapy. Okay, I got lots of pressure now. Give me enough. Okay, it is my human error right now. Okay, that's good. I see bubbles at our muffler. Would you like to see, neighbors? Do you see? You see our bubbles back there? Okay, human error. We'll change out our slide. This is why I just need to go ahead and make another custom one for the 028. I've actually just tightened it up, and I think it appears it has stopped there. Let's see if we get air leak. Just going to check a couple other things, spray a couple of other areas whilst we watch this pressure. Yeah, I'm still getting air leak. Okay, I see bubbles again by the muffler. I thought it stopped. Okay, neighbors, I'm going to have to do a different setup here. So again, I'm going to pause you. Are you still there, neighbors? Okay, I put the right slide. I grabbed the wrong one. This one's too small. I put the right slide, my bigger one, behind now. And I had a little issue getting the muffler bolts in. So we'll go ahead and put pressure again. See what we got, neighbors. I like the way the gauge is moving better now. It's a lot better when it's harder to pump pressure. Okay, neighbors, you guys can talk amongst yourselves for a moment whilst I watch this and do other things. Okay, neighbors, I am pretty confident, at least with a regular standard test. This is an 028. Please understand, these things are infamous for air leaks that are only detectable at running temperature. Wow, this has the squared cover. I like it. It's got its original cover to it. That's cool. Nice. A lot of times you'll see the curved cover up here. I don't know if STIHL started using those at one point, but this original square head cover is what was on the 028s originally that I know of. Okay, the other one is for like an 034, etc. They fit just fine. They're just curved a little bit different right here. So I like his cover. It's very nice. His saw is nice. It's just filthy, vile, dirty, and disgusting. And we're still not leaking any air. So at cold state, this saw is in decent shape. I will do one other thing. We'll check compression. The problem is I cannot check compression with my exhaust port blocked off like that. That would not be a good reading. And so I'll check his compression. It felt good. I mean, even with the exhaust port blocked off, we probably could, but I don't think it would be a fair reading. But the saw's compression does feel good. So that's it, neighbors. That was the other thing. Whilst I had that hooked up, I'm sorry, sometimes I will pull the cord. Okay, let's pump it up again. I'll show you. Okay, and you can watch the gauge. When you pull the cord, it will move around a bit, right? Okay, with the stroke of the motor. However, it will return back to where it was supposed to be. And I like to do that because to move things around and force air against those crankshaft seals and to pull air away from it whilst we have pressure to the saw. And so I like to do that at the end of a vacuum pressure test just to make sure that things are still okay. This is an old saw, and you guys know me. I like to be thorough. And so essentially, I don't think I need to put a camera in his saw. I think it's really just a tuning issue. He's fortunate. This can kill your saw, guys. You got to keep your air filter clean. It's crucial, crucial, crucial. Clean it or replace it. Ironically enough, they recommend against the STIHL manual anyways, the original old school STIHL 028 manual. I know they updated it at one point. Recommends against cleaning your air filter. They say to replace it. I would say if you got an 028, use your best judgment, but you can get an aftermarket cheap enough, even though it comes with this thing in here and you've got to pop it out and sometimes modify them, that I would say just replace it. If you want help modifying your air filter aftermarket, ask me. I'll make a video on it. I just haven't had time yet. Okay, that's going to be it, neighbors. I needed to do some tinkering because I was going crazy. Now I'm going to call neighbor Beau and say, hey, I think we can probably tune your saw up and it will be okay. and I'm pretty certain, 99.99999% certain, he will want to proceed. His fuel line looks okay, but I haven't checked it in the tank yet, so I'll check the last couple of things, and then I'll call neighbor Beau and see what he wants to do. Neighbors, okay, be kind to one another. Everyone's facing a battle. Thank you, neighbor Kyle. Thank you, Uncle, for lowering the bench. I like this height much better. Even though I'm in a lot of pain working at this level, opposed to, you guys got to understand, just 6 inches up from here is right here. And so, let me show you. Let me see if I can show you what I'm talking about. Let me flip you around. Sorry, neighbor, shit. Okay, there we are. Hey, guys. Here I am. Don't worry, neighbors. I'm still here, damn it. And I'm still crazy. So, think about this. 6 inches up from here makes me work like this. And you guys don't see that part, but when I was working 6 inches higher than right now, that's 6 inches, and that's part of why I'm in agonizing pain, because I'm constantly having to do this and this to work, because the bench was right here on me. And so then you add your 12 inches to your saw on top of your bench, and then you add your 12 inches to your drill, and a lot of times I'm up here like this to take a screw out, and that movement is agonizing for me with my scar, with my nerve damage, with my osteoarthritis, with my bulging degenerative disc disease, herniated disc, everything else I have going on. People can say I'm whining and complaining. No, I'm not. I'm just saying this is how I have to adapt and improvise so that I can be successful. And that meant making my neighbors wait. And when the new building comes, my neighbors will have to wait for their shit even longer. I know this guy is not in a rush. People with old stuff are not in a rush. This guy, Keith, with this massive 660, he knows. I said, dude, it could be 4 weeks before I even touch your saw. I said, you've got, because he's got like one of those things, it could take forever to trace down the stupid, silly little thing that's causing the saw not to run right. And so his, we need to vacuum pressure test it, is the very first place we're going to start with his, and then we'll take his carburetor apart, etc., etc. I hope to bring you that diagnostics next, but for now, I just want to see if he wants to tune his saw, because if he does, that's great. I get to try my little bit of a process of tuning a saw, building a carburetor, everything else on his saw, and see what happens. And so, remember guys, I love all 8 billion of you, goddammit. Okay? Until next time, let's keep working, let's persevere, and let's bring kindness back to the world. Let's get to work, damn it, neighbors.